Finally, it's about time. We were starting to wonder if you even fished anymore. Well, guess what, guys? I'm out fishing. I'm here on the world famous Moosehead Lake. Gonna do a little brook trout, lake trout, cusk trout, and yellow perch trout fishing. Stay tuned. Solo winter ice camping starts now. Sometimes I pack down the snow and set up on top of it, and sometimes I shovel down to the ice. I think we're safe from slushing out, so I'm going to shovel down to the ice here. See what happens. Oh, that is one beauty of a jack trap right there. Curly maple. That's crazy. That's a one of a kind. About 6 foot. I like it. We're gonna set it. This is the best part about brook trout fishing right here, is the bait. It's that easy. fishing. We got about 5 foot of water. That's about perfect. We're gonna give them, about 20 feet. Then we're gonna hitch them up with a rubber band. So he's gonna run close to 20 and then hit that rubber band, and it should set the hook and keep them up off the bottom and keep them from getting hung up. Whenever you line your jack traps, use the reel and your line won't get twisted up. That's a little trick that Sean taught me after years of watching me do it wrong on YouTube. We're gonna set this one about halfway down. And one of the great things about brook trout fishing is one of the very best baits you can get is just a tin of worms, so you don't have to keep smelt alive and you don't have to keep shiners alive. You can keep that right in your pocket. You don't have to worry about spilling water. As long as they don't freeze, you're good to go. And they stay on a hook. And brookies love them. We're good to go. We're fishing. Let's go finish setting up camp. Well, guys, that didn't take long at all. We got a flag. Just got back to camp, started putting stuff away, and watched this one go up. So we're gonna walk over and see what we got. There's chubs in this lake and there's brook trout over here too, so could be one of the two. It is not moving. Let me see if it's at the band. It's definitely tripped open. Oh yeah, there's something there. Got him. Oh, sugar. Sugar. That felt big. Huh. Well, let's give him another try. Maybe it was just in a stick. either that was a super big fish just sitting there on the side, or he had me in a stick to the side, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. All right, we got a flag up. Let's go get our first flag of the year. Might be at the band already. Yep, look at that little tiny brookie. All right, all right. Not much of a fish, but it's a brookie. Well, we got a couple flags at least. Wasn't really planning on fishing today. Today was just about getting up here and getting set up and making sure everything was good, as you could see. First time setting up for the year. I forgot how my floor went, so I had to redo my floor to get it lengthwise. But now I remember. And everything else unpacked really great and went together great. So camp set up. Little overkill with the 850 for one person. It's a really, really great one for two people with a lot of gear. But I bring a lot of gear, whereas I'm filming, I'm camping, I'm fishing, and I'm doing other fun stuff too. So I don't mind having the extra room. I do have a 650 and a 450 as well. The 650 might be a little bit better off for the solo trips, but I already have the floor for this one. One thing different on the floor you'll see this year is it's painted. I painted it both top and bottom. The top is just like an orange and the bottom's got a blue. It was just some paints that I had. I think I had 1 gallon kicking around of the orange, and then the blue was like $10 for a gallon because it was a mess up at the Home Depot. If you guys are looking for cheap paint, they always have a section where there's some mistakes. So $10 for a gallon of paint's not bad for exterior paint. So I painted the floor. The bottom's the most important part. I took the strakes off, painted in between those, and then the boards. And that way it's not going to suck up any water and should shed any water or snow from here on out for the rest of the year. Whereas when it was just rough boards, you know, the second, third, fourth trip, they'd get pretty heavy. You know, they'd suck up water or suck down snow water too. So this is my setup for the exhaust pipe. I got pressure going on a trapping wire to a Eskimo cleat, and then I got a green piece of alder putting pressure up on it, so it should keep it there pretty good even with some wind. I'm running that New Way vented propane heater again. I ran it last year, not really pleased with it last year. It just chewed up a lot of propane and didn't really heat the place up at all. But this year I tried. I just put a damper on the exhaust pipe, so maybe I won't be sending all that heat out the stove pipe. So we're gonna try that. I got my carbon monoxide detector right there. I'll have that a little closer over here, but you could see the only spot I could really get that damper was right there, and it's not a full flat damper. It's like a donut. It's got a hole, so closing it all the way still allows some exhaust to get out, and it doesn't kill the fire. I grabbed a piece of just aluminum to put underneath it so it deflects a lot of that heat back up, because it does throw a lot of heat down. I was finding when I'd pick up the boards after a trip, using that for a couple days, it'd be completely melted even underneath the boards, even on cold weather. We're negative degrees right now, but in here it's only 36 degrees. So, and that's right next to the wood stove. I don't know what's the story with this thing. You know, Brandon's got one in his ice shack, and he does pretty well with it in like a hard building. I don't know, maybe it's just not enough for the tent. This one's got 2 burners. And like I said, it's not easy on the propane. Like, it'll go through some serious propane, but we'll kick it up. I got a fan blowing on it right there to blow the heat and move it around the ice shack a little bit, and we'll see. And I do have a backup, a buddy heater, and if that doesn't work, the next thing will be the diesel heater. I'll try a diesel heater. I haven't run one yet, but I got my kitchen set up. Got a bunch of really cool meals and a bunch of food for this trip. I really didn't plan on if I'm going to stay 1, 2, 3 days or 3 weeks. So I got enough food for that, and a bunch of video gear over here. Got my bed set up, and looks like it's going to be a nice night. It's supposed to get really windy, I think, tomorrow, and it could gust over 40. I set up to defeat that west and northwest wind. That's the predominant wind for this week. That's one of the biggest things I look at when I'm going winter camping, is what direction the wind's coming from and how bad it's going to be. And although there is going to be a day where it blows out of the south, which I'm going to probably eat all of that, most of it's going to be out of the west and northwest, so which is these trees over here behind us. So I'm pretty well guarded from that. I still have my traps out right now. I don't think I'm going to cusk fish tonight. I might cusk fish during the day tomorrow. I might set up 4 brookie sets and then go out and try to jig some cusk. Moosehead's got a lot of cusk in it, and if you can get near them, and if you can get in a good area, you could put some weight on the ice in a hurry with some cusk and make some really good cusk nuggets. But yeah, that's kind of the update as of right now. These are camera holders. I'm going to try to run some GoPros below the ice for you guys so you can see the brookies coming in and eating the bait, and maybe even fighting them back through the hole. I brought up a couple different size of snowshoes. Those are real old ones from L.O. Beans. Got a pole saw, got an ice saw, big axe, shovel. Might do some fun stuff this trip that might not pertain to ice fishing. And then over here I got the Ion, some fishing rods, and a little chainsaw there. And you know, I'm hoping these woods keep me out of that northwest wind as much as possible, and you know, I'll have some fun with those woods here. This is North Maine woods on this side over here, and there might be a beaver in that back country over there. I saw some chewins that were probably from this summer, and maybe we'll go find out. But I'm gonna probably pick these traps up before too long. The sun has set about 20 minutes ago, and then I'm gonna cook up dinner, so stay tuned. I'll video dinner tonight. I'll give you one tip when you're fishing super cold like this and your hole freezes over. Don't just grab your trap and yank it through the ice that's skimmed at the top of the hole, because that'll bend your reel bolt. Whether you're using the jack trap or Heritage or whatever brand you're using, it's not a good idea to use your reel as the chisel. So if you can't get your boot in there, grab a chisel, but most of the time you can get your boot in there. That's not too bad a temp in here now. I cranked it up while I was outside, and 45 in here now. It's below zero out there. That's not bad. Well, I'm gonna dress down and get ready for dinner. All right, for dinner, we're gonna try a pot pie. Got a chicken pot pie, got the Coleman oven on top of the 2-burner propane stove. Didn't hook it up to the big tank yet, but I got a couple big tanks in the trailer I can run out and get. Centerville Pie Co. I think this is from Cape Cod. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, we're looking at 2 below zero, and we got 49 in here with this thing going and that thing going. All right, I'm pretty sure she's done. I just poked it and looked pretty good, but starting to smell really good in here. I didn't bring anything to grab it with, but I think I can do it with my hands. Take a peek in there. Nice having a little oven, having that option. You know, you could cook in a fry pan, or you could cook like in an oven like that. Oh yeah, she's plenty hot in there. We're gonna kill that. And then we're gonna kill that. Looking forward to that tonight. That's like a big good chicken pot pie is one of them meals that'll warm you probably half the night. Warm your guts right up if you could drive some of that into you while it's hot. I threw my cast iron griddle on top of that new way propane heat to maybe that cast iron will get hot and help spread some more heat out. I don't know. That thing isn't really doing it, but we got 8 below zero out there right now, so it's pretty cold. And then I know this chicken pot pie heated things up quite a bit in here. Let that sit for a few minutes, and then we're gonna dive in. All right, I'm gonna try to get that out of there. I think I'm gonna eat right out of this cast iron pan. That ought to be able to hold it, and I'll leave it in its regular pan. Wow, she's hot. Kind of eat right out of that. She's pretty warm. I think that's going to be one heck of a meal. Obviously, I'm not going to eat that whole thing tonight, but might make for a heck of a lunch tomorrow. Oh yeah, that's good. Super, super hot. We're gonna have to give that a few minutes. It won't take long to cool down, I bet, but wow, she's ripping. Yeah, I like having that stove. You know, Donnie's cooked some good meals on it and some good desserts, so it's definitely good having it. I'll cook some other stuff this week similar to that. Yeah, that looks good. All right, I'm pretty much ready for bed on night number 1 on the ice. Been a long time since I've done this, so pretty excited about it actually. I hear the ice cracking quite a bit. We're holding right at 8 below zero, 8.6. You know, 3 feet from the heater, we're at 49 degrees, so it's not really kicking out a ton of heat. But I'll be good in my good sleeping bag over here. And yeah, that's about it, guys. Pretty excited that I still got it and able to come up here and get set up all in a day. That's gonna do it for tonight. I forgot all my books up at camp, and I didn't bring any books from home, so I guess I got the phone, and there's like a bar service out here. There's not a whole heck of a lot, so maybe I'll try to do some reading tonight on that and call it a night, because I know it'll be an early morning and I might wake up a time or two overnight. I'm hoping there's enough propane in that 20-pounder to make it through the night. It wasn't full, but it was pretty close to it. But I know this thing's been chewing it since about 4 this afternoon when I set it up. And it's not on high, but maybe I'll turn it down on low, because I'll be warm enough in my sleeping bag. And as long as I get my winter hat on, I should be good. But yeah, that's it for tonight, guys. Tune in the morning. You'll see me get that coffee going. I got I got that coffee ready to go. I don't think it'll perk there, but I'm pretty sure it won't freeze sitting there either, so it'll be one less thing to thaw out in the morning when I do coffee and do my breakfast.